Hello there, Psycho Kid. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming along. Let's get started. Let's get started. Psycho Kid, you love that Batwood mower. I really enjoy hearing that. The Batwing was kind of a labor of love. It took a long time to get out, and it kind of broke me in terms of modding or wanting to do any more mods, just because it fought giants hard on that one. But what the heck? It's like it picks a different monitor every time it starts the game. But hold on, I'm not getting any sound. Give me 30 seconds. We're almost ready. You're getting sound, I'm not. Which is because of this. There we go. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Using it on Dark Forest. That's a great map. Using it on any map that you can do, like a lot of, like, use it for every use case. You know, mulching and stump grinding and mowing and all kinds of stuff really makes it special. And then I'm still trying to add tedding, but we'll see about that. Anyways, welcome in everybody. Thanks for being here. What is that disaster mode for? I don't know. What's disaster mode? Oh, there's a disaster mode? Oh, you mean destruction? What did I call it? I forgot what I called it. Destruction? It's in the notes, but the last mode is both stump grinding and mulching at the same time. So I hope destruction or destroyer. Yeah, destroyer. It's both. Yeah, those two modes at the same time. So it's both stump grinding and mulching at the same time. We're 60% on Sunken. And I'm hoping to get to a point where at least I can finish the main storyline on Sunken. Because I really want to, I really want my camera to work. What the hell? It's being weird. Oh, it's because it's pointing over there. Come on, point. Hit the right thing. Okay. Camera got all messed up. Hi, I'm really huge. So let's resize and put me on the screen where it needs to be. And then turn on the light. Oh, it's so beautiful. Then bring the green screen closer so it actually causes green screen, and then we're good. All right, welcome in everybody. Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming along. We just finished up the last mission on Sunken, which was to deliver the transformer to the power station or something around there. Rather, objectives. We have to commission the railway station, which takes a couple things. Infrastructure, electricity. We're gonna need to run electricity from here to there. And I've heard you can go right over the mountain, but I might go around. And then what else do we need to do? Go back to objectives. Clear these areas of objects. And then we'll get the steel pipes facility, which it's already working, but apparently it needs to be restored. Which is kind of weird. But we get to play with some cranes. We're not going to drive or trailer. We're not going to drive or trailer the, what is this one? It should be there. The pipe layer? No, not pipe layer. The electricity laying thing, whatever that's called. We're not going to drive that across the map because that would just take forever. And we're not going to trailer it because that would also take forever. We're just going to warp it. So we're going to bring this thing over here. And this thing is like bulletproof. And I was looking, and I actually don't know if you can. Maybe someone else knows. Ultimate Sim Gamer, welcome in. Outlaw, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Jimmy Sim, thanks for coming in. I don't know if anyone knows, but like this vehicle, I've been going through and like buying things that I need to buy. Right? And like buying like legit versions so that I can have them all the same paint scheme, right? But this vehicle, for some reason, is not purchasable. And I found that very strange. And I don't know if I'm just not looking in the right place or what, but I can't purchase another one of these. And with the way I was looking at it, that seemed like a really good idea. So, all right, let's go here. And then we're going to go like this. And then we're going to go here. Because like here, we go to the shop and it's just not available. Like I'm looking at all the tracked things. This thing I could buy. This thing I could buy. I bought those. This is the cable layer, which I don't really want to buy. This is the new tree harvester we just unlocked. This looks cool. Like a log crane. I can't wait to get the crayfish, which is actually the Ponzi Scorpion King, which is one of my favorite things ever. Got a couple more tracked vehicles here at the end. We have another crane and some more roadwork stuff. We can buy the Kochik ATV, and then we're back at the beginning of the list, right? And this is the beginning of the list. Like it's not here. Like why can't I buy it? I want to buy it because I'm hoping that it moves faster when you own it. I don't know if I have to unlock something or what. I don't know. It's so annoying. Anyways, what we want to do is go to the garage. We want to take this. We want to deploy. And then we can go to R. We're going to do this. And we can do R. And we can recover it to the field service vehicle, which costs 1 fuel. And we're here. I just remembered just now because I was like, why am I not seeing it? I have the HUD off. It's hard to play the game with the HUD off. All right, so here we are with this cable layer dude. And we've got to go over the hill and through the forest. So I'm thinking maybe up here. Like just come here and just kind of plow through the forest. You know what I'm saying? Like, that seems like a plan. Like coming like up here, coming along here, and then running through the fence. Like running along the fence here. I don't think it'll work coming along the top of the hill. Like, because you won't be able to get around these rocks here. It won't let you. Right? So I think the only safe route is to go from here up through here. There's basically a path. And then come around here along the fence. And I think where you have to end up is right here. we're going to end up right here. So I think that's the only way to do it. So I hope so. Let's try it out. I actually like this thing. I know a lot of people don't like this thing, but I think it's a cool concept. It works pretty well, except when you don't start actually in the zone. Let's make sure we're in the zone first. Okay, now we're in the zone. Let's start on the other side of the road, so we're not like messing with the road, because we already put a big divot in the road right there. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold, please. If I switch over to this thing, can I turn it off now? Oh, no, that's the next patch. I can't stand the vehicles are always running. That drives me nuts. I am definitely one of those people who turns off my vehicles. Same thing in Farm Sim. I always want to turn off my vehicles. Like, to be doing this and hearing my truck or the little tank thing, like, sitting there idling is kind of frustrating, honestly. But, you know. We'll zoom up here through the forest. It's not really a zoom with this thing. This thing is like very much not fast. It's just gonna drag along. Now I'm actually starting to prepare a new Farm Sim series for you guys. Now I have a couple that I've sort of prepared. But I don't want to play them for different reasons. So like, one of them, like we talked a long time ago about the 3 chairs map, which I really enjoy that map. I think that's a really cool looking map. And I really enjoy the look of that map, but I want to do that as a recorded series, mainly because I kind of want to do it as like a role play kind of thing. I have a couple ideas for it. But I want to start that as a role play-ish type series. I don't think I should go that way. Because even though I can go underneath the bridge there, I'm not going to be able to go along the fence. So that's not the right way to go. And so I definitely want to do something on the 3 chairs map. And I think that I'm eventually going to do on other maps and relate them to the 3 chairs map, because I have like a concept that ties things together. Anyways, that's in the future. Once I'm still waiting for like the right stuff, the right mods to be available for that one. The other one that we've talked about a little bit for Farm Sim is the Palanier map. I don't know how to pronounce it. I feel like I'm saying it wrong, but Palanier by MA7. I never got to play it in Farm Sim 22. I know it's a 22 map, but I kind of wanted to do. I have a theme and a story and all that kind of stuff, and I would do that in I was thinking of doing that either in a live stream or recorded. I haven't decided, but I kind of want to do that one live and do kind of like a manual mode. But to do it, I really want manual attach before I start recording on that map, because the idea was, and because you guys suggested it, so it's all your fault. But like, because you like seeing me suffer, and so since you like seeing me suffer, I mean, there's nothing that's going to make me suffer more than like first person camera manual attach, right? But manual attach isn't out for FS22 yet. So I'm kind of waiting for manual attach, because I think that if you're doing an all manual, all doing legit first person view kind of thing, I feel like you kind of need manual attach. So I have the idea, I have the setup, I have the vehicles already picked out that I want to use for that map. I'm just waiting for manual attach. I'm hoping it's coming out soon, but that's kind of waiting on manual attach. And then the last one's the one I started setting up today. Last week here on this what are we on? Tuesday night? Monday night? No, we're Tuesday night. On the Tuesday night stream, we did a map tour of Judith Plains. And if you didn't see that map tour, definitely go back and watch it. It's only been like the third or so map tour that I've really done on this channel, or this year for 25. And mainly because, hold on, I'm gonna just, this thing's getting stuck. I need to get up this hill, but this tree is in the way. So I'm gonna have to run the tree over first, I think, to be able to turn up this hill. And for most of the maps that we've toured that I was very excited about have been maps that were reruns, essentially. Palinier, Oberschwaben, Rancho Fundo a little bit. They were maps that I was really excited about because I really liked the look of them. They had all of the qualifications for something that for me to play it. But the first one we've done that was really net new was the one last week, which was the Montana 4X map from DR Modding called Judith Plains. Now, the Judith Plains map, for me, it fits a couple boxes that nothing else has filled yet. Number one, it's a 4X. And for me, the perfect size map is a 4X. Just me. That's just how I like to play. No big deal. I really like 4X maps. I feel like a 4X map really gives you the space to play the map how you want and not necessarily conflict with the way other people are playing it. If that makes any sense, especially from a content creation standpoint. You kind of want to do things your own way and do things uniquely. And as from a content creator, but since it's net new, it would allow me to do that. Now, we did step one of this objective, which was running that cable. Good job. Clear the area of objects. Trek. Okay, so let's get in this crane. Can I get in the crane?
Now I'm going to look away, so why don't you go ahead and use that crane, since you were so good with it last time. Not that I was watching.
Oh, I just have to clear out that hole? Well... Okay. Dude, why do they keep changing the controls? So annoying. Every crane I use has different controls. Z and X should be the track controls, and it should stay that way. Attaching and detaching loads should stay that way. Like, stop changing stuff. T and G is not the rope length, it's C and V. If you want people to learn controls for your game, you gotta make it consistent. Ugh. Frustrating when people change controls out of nowhere. Holy crap. That's probably one of my biggest gripes with Roadcraft is there's like 3 or 4 different kinds of cranes and they all have different control schemes. Like, why? They should all have the exact same control scheme. I don't understand it. Like, it's cool that they added all of these extra crane types in the game. I get it. Good job. I also don't like the fact that the rope length thing, you can't always adjust the rope length. You sometimes have to stop doing other tasks, other movements to adjust the rope length. For some reason, it's just like... It's just annoying. Anyways, we're there. Hell, welcome in, Unknown Kansas Boy. Thanks for coming along. We are hopefully, if I can get the controls to work on this stupid thing, trying to finish up this map. Or at least the main objectives, so that we can unlock the next map and do the next map for next time. Just because we've been on this map for a while now. Where do I want to go with this stuff? I mean, I almost want to bring a truck in here and just pick these up. I'm like looking. I don't think I can get a truck in here. It's all blocked. That's the end. That's as far as I can get. All right, whatever. And I really want to be, honestly, I really want to be using, like, the heck? Oh, let's see what the in-cab looks like. Is the in-cab usable? Nope. Or sort of. Sort of usable. But not really. I mean, I understand that some of these things are kind of tutorial-ish. Like, they're trying to teach you how to use the stuff. I get that. But least you can do is be consistent about how the stuff works. You know what I mean? Objective complete.
Looks to me like you'll need a base. And Lakeside sounds like a prime location. How about you bring over the truck with those repair materials from the gas station? That way, you'll have an operational base right where you need it. Best camping spot for miles. Let's drain this flooded salt mine. First, you'll need to haul the pumps over to the entrance. Then, you'll need to restore the electricity.
That's a lot of stuff. What did she just tell me to do? Set up the Lakeside base. Oh, we're gonna have a base over here? No. Deliver the vehicle track. Okay. Where do I have to deliver this? Oh, I didn't even know there's a base over here. Cool. Oh yeah, I did. I knew that, actually. Oh my gosh, I have to drive this thing? This thing looks like a POS. And like it doesn't even have like all-wheel drive or diff locks or anything. Oh, bleh. Luckily, I've already cleared this entire road. So except for this little part right here, I have cleared the entirety of the rest of this road. Well, assuming that stuff... No. All right. Well, that was a total failure. Let's go to this guy because he has a plow. We're going to bring this guy over there to try to recover that thing. That was really awesome, wasn't it? If I remember correctly, this thing was actually kind of hard to get up here. So we might have a problem getting it out, too. And if that happens, I'm just going to recover it. It'll be just as fast to drive up from the southern base as it will be to drive back from here. So I have an awesome plan or an idea, and I know that you guys probably heard my excitement for Judith Plains last week, but I'm really, really like that map, and unfortunately, unfortunately, but the farm that I want to use is the one that almost everyone else I know is using. Everyone loves the Copper Farm, the Copper Creek Farm. And I decided to try to make sure I learn something a little bit. I always try to learn something with every gameplay that I do and every time I edit a map. And so for that one, I'm changing the color of the buildings on that farm. I don't like the green and cream or whatever colors it was using. And so I've made it copper, which makes sense. So I've made all of the buildings copper colored with the black roofs, kind of matching my own theme for the color of my vehicles. Or not the color of my vehicles in this game, but my own branding, I should say. And it came out awesome. I just finished that today. And then next thing I have to do, I was hoping to start it tonight, but I really got to figure out what I'm going to use for vehicles first and then test those vehicles. Unfortunately, a lot of the vehicles I want to use are not necessarily Mod Hub vehicles. They're third-party vehicles, which means I need to do some testing before I start using them in a playthrough. Just because that's how I like to go. I like to roll. I always like to make sure everything I use is tested, known working, no issues, or if there's any issues that I know where those issues are and I can either resolve them or work around them. You know what I mean? So that's the plan for Judith Plains, and I'm hoping to have that ready for next week. So come back for next week. We will be finally getting back to Farm Sim and getting into some actual gameplay. It's been a while, honestly, since I did any gameplay in Farm Sim. Haven't been too enthralled with Farm Sim as a whole lately. It's been nothing exciting for me until Judith Plains. And I think Judith Plains is actually bringing back some of that excitement. So I'm happy about that. Welcome in, Joseph. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for joining. Why is this truck so slow? I feel like the trucks in this game are overly slow for no reason. Or do I just have to turn off like all-wheel drive and stuff to like... No, still the same speed whether all-wheel drive is on or not. It's just slow. I really wish this truck had a sand leveling feature. I don't understand why it doesn't. I think that any truck that has a blade should have a sand leveling feature. It doesn't make sense to have a truck that doesn't. If it has a blade, I want a sand level with it. Considering that's the task that you use for 90% of a blade is going to be sand leveling in this game. So why not have it on everything that has a blade? I don't get that. Unless they introduce like snow plowing or something. Because this would make a great snowplow truck. Right? I think it's funny that the marching request on this thing, the blade isn't actually very high. This is where we have to get to. We didn't make it very far. Yeah, exactly. I think it actually says that you can use it for leveling sand, but it's not an option. So I feel like that's just a misstep. Like it only has manual and marching. That's it. Like it doesn't even have asphalt destruction, manual and marching, which that's useless. Because manual mode is like terrible. Manual mode serves no purpose. I think the only thing this thing is good for is in marching mode, you can use it to push other vehicles. Which is what we're going to do here. And I don't know if that truck is going to make it across that. I don't want to have to bring the sand truck and stuff like that out here. I feel like I might have to, just to be able to get this thing across that gap. All right, first attempt, we're going to just brute force it. And second attempt, we will try to not brute force it. If that makes any sense. All right. It's not going to go very fast, but full send. Haha. Nice. Okay. This truck is a piece of crap. We're gonna have to push this truck the whole way. Or do I just like go get a towing strap and just tow it the whole way? That would actually be smart. I could tow it with the tank thing. Okay, all-wheel drive. Push. No, don't flip. Don't flip. Yeah, definitely no super strength in here. All right. Can I drive this thing yet? There we go. This thing's such a piece of crap. Piece of crap. I have some route running somewhere. I don't know what it's doing, but I have a route running. Oh, look at that. We made it about halfway across. Time to go get our pusher. I think the smart thing would have been to bring the Zix like cargo trailer and just put this thing on the cargo trailer and just power through it on the Zix, because the Zix would have made it through without any problems. But I'm not making things better, am I? This is such a cluster. I refuse to reset. Turn the wheels to the right. This is totally the wrong way to do this, but I don't care. Oh, I have a low gear. How many roadcraft vehicles does it take to get something unstuck? Actually, which is quicker? Going that way or going that way? This way's still quicker. No, unfortunately, Dawn, we're not using the steering wheel. This game so far has really, really poor steering wheel support. I know some people who have said that even though they have a steering wheel, like a Thrustmaster or something, like a name brand steering wheel, that even then it still doesn't work. And since I have a Moza steering wheel, which is just the one I chose, it's not supported at all. They do have a direct input setting, but even on the direct input setting, it's not detecting the steering wheel. So I can't, like, I'd be fine going through and binding all the keys and, you know, binding all that kind of stuff. But I think partially because this game is built as more of a arcade style game and less of a simulation style game, I think that's part of the reason that the steering wheel support is either not there or lackluster. They're not expecting people to play it with a steering wheel. They're expecting the people to play with a game controller and to crossplay on, or try to play crossplay, or, you know, play on an Xbox or whatever. So I just don't think they intend it for that purpose. It is what it is. Not a big deal. Now, the only problem with bringing this vehicle out here is that this one doesn't have very much towing power. And the next thing to bring out here would be the tracked thing, but that would take forever to drive over here because it's a long way and that thing's really slow. So we'll see. I'm thinking if I can just correct the trajectory with this car. If I can just correct the trajectory, like the way it's facing, I can push it with the other one. That's my thought. So I should be able to just do this. Hey, Jake. Why are you going that way? I didn't... go that way. They are turned to the left. You know, I think it's the tree more than anything right now. The tree is causing problems. And also because you can't go fast in reverse. That's what I was having a problem with. See, just took a little bit of teamwork. Now we gotta move this guy out of the way. Yeah. I mean, this thing's really designed for it's not designed for single player, it's designed for multiplayer. I think it'll be way more fun with multiplayer, but I have such a weird schedule that trying to organize other people for multiplayer never works. Oh, I'm still in low mode. Okay. So all we gotta do is get up the hill. We don't have to get very far. And I have 14 fuel, so I can reset all of these guys to the tank tread thing. So even though I brought some vehicles over here, I can reset them to the other part of the map if I need to. But one thing I've found so far playing this for a little while is that just leave vehicles where they are when you're done using them. And bing. Objective complete.
Okay, 2 more things. For now, I'm sure there'll be more. Can you plot a route from the nearest pipe manufacturer to the production facilities? We also need to bring some steel beams to the unfinished passage inside the salt mine. Those walls need reinforcing. Oh, and something else came through for you. But it's optional. Looks like the Mockville administration needs your help. If you're feeling generous enough to lend them a hand, grab the gas tank from the lakeside base and take it to them. Then you could sort them out by plotting a route.
Okay, that's great. Which one do I do? Okay, main quest. Start pumping water out of the mine. Infrastructure, electricity, deliver object. Oh, we gotta go south with the electricity? Okay. Gonna run some more electricity. I actually like running electricity. It's kind of fun. Let's do this. Recover to the field service vehicle, which is where the beginning is. Destination AP. I'm not sure what that means. Okay, we gotta run. Where are we gonna do? Where are we gonna go? We're gonna go this route. We're gonna go this route. That shouldn't be too hard. We're just gonna run right down the side of the road. Oh no. Sort of. How do I answer that? You can basically set up these, like, you can set up routes kind of like an auto drive route, but it's very manual and you don't get to pick the vehicles that it uses. Like when it's driving the auto drive route, it just uses whatever vehicles. And then those vehicles sometimes are that really crappy red and blue one that I was just using. which doesn't have any like any four-wheel drive of any kind. It gets stuck really easily. Sometimes it uses good vehicles, but like if there's any kind of mud, a lot of times they'll just get stuck for no reason. And oh, come on. But the one thing is that like as so far from what I've seen, the routes are not like the routes you set up. So I can't tell the game to, hey, set up a route to deliver from the steel production facility to the sell point and sell. I can't do that. That doesn't work. Or maybe I just haven't figured out how. More, I haven't figured out how, if that's even possible. The only routes you can set up are the ones that they tell you to set up. Like, so this one has a request for me to set up a route from a steel pipes production facility, which we have, to some endpoint. And so that's our goal, is to set that up. And the idea is that you're supposed to make whatever roads or bridges or what you need to be able to complete that request. So if that request requires you to there's like 2 mud pits you got to get through, then you have to fill those mud pits with sand so that the random AI vehicles who don't even use all-wheel drive or diff lock, they don't. So those random AI vehicles can make it through any kind of obstacles. And so one other thing you can do is when the vehicles are doing their delivery, and you don't choose what they're delivering, they're just delivering stuff. You can push them along, like I was kind of doing with that truck with the blade on the front, which is kind of like the #1 use for that vehicle, is to push along AI vehicles that are kind of stuck. And there was a road here, and this is destroying that road. Let's check the map. Am I going the right way? Yeah, we're just going to go right down the middle of the road, destroy the road completely, and maybe we'll have to finish it. No, this is public release. I did play during the beta weekend, or the beta week, and they had a couple of, like, it was actually on these maps. They had a couple like introductory kind of missions to do, and it gave you an idea of some of the vehicles you're going to use and whatnot, and that was fun. It was it was a not closed beta, but it was a very how do I say this, scripted beta.
Still hate even looking at them. Sorry to vent. That big job sometimes just gets to me. Maybe I'll tell you more someday. People who say time heals all wounds haven't had any real wounds.
Whoa, she's got some drama in her head. And done. Ada is here. Kinda. Alright, well, we ran some power. We're gonna park this guy right here out of the way. I can't turn him off yet. Apparently that's gonna be one of the first things they add in the new patch, is the ability to turn stuff off. And then we need to deliver an object. Track. So this pump we need to deliver up here to the mine entrance. Okay. Okay, so we need our mule, which is the only vehicle we can use for delivering stuff, apparently. The one thing I want this game to have is more mules. We're at the mountain base. Let's go to the river base. You can recover to any base you've unlocked. Yeah, this, to me, this is a lot of fun. And for me, because I played Snowrunner, which, you know, a lot of the vehicles in here are from Snowrunner, and some of the basic physics kind of stuff is sort of from Snowrunner. It's been changed a lot, but generally it's Snowrunner-esque. It's not a sequel to Snowrunner, but like when I played Snowrunner, the number one thing I was thinking the whole time playing Snowrunner is I wish that I had construction tools so that I could fix some of the roads in Snowrunner, because in Snowrunner you're delivering stuff from point A to point B, you know, over and over and over, and then a lot of times between point A and point B there are obstacles, you know, to make the game hard, whether it's pits of mud or snow or broken bridges, and you can't fix any of those things. Like, it doesn't allow you to fix stuff, and that's what I wanted to do. That's always what I wanted, was I just wanted to fix the things that Snowrunner didn't allow you to fix. I'm like, oh, this would be so much fun if I could fix this road, or if I could fill this hole in the road because I keep getting stuck in the same mud hole, right? That kind of stuff. To me, that I was thinking that the whole time. So this is, for me, kind of a natural progression from Snowrunner. And as far as we know, for what they're planning, they're planning 2 more patches, like one in July and one in September, with a few game bugs fixed. I think July one, they're planning on adding the, you know, just regular bug fixes, but also adding on off, like the ability, because you can start the engine, but you can't stop the engine. So at some point on every map, you sit here with every vehicle just sitting there idling all the time. And one of the other big bugs for me, you see me doing this, like I have the W key because it's keyboard control. I have the W key held down hard, but the game forgets that I have the W key held down, and sometimes it just randomly stops driving forward, and I have to, like, you know, like you're constantly having to press the gas pedal. Even you can't just hold the gas pedal down. It for whatever reason, the keyboard control with using it out now. To be fair, I'm using a Bluetooth keyboard, not a USB keyboard. So that's on me if it's because of the Bluetooth connection. But every game I play, I use this same keyboard, same computer, same mouse, same everything. Why does this game not work where every other game does work? And then for stuff like this, you can fully pave a section where you can fill it with sand, set trucks to drive on it on predictable routes, pave it, flatten the pavement, yada, yada, yada. There's all kinds of things you can do. Yeah. Oh, wait, I should probably tie down this thing. We got this whole way here, and I hadn't even tied down the load yet. I think their strap system came straight from Farm Sim. It's the same strap system. But like the getting stuck in the mud and like mud holes and stuff like that work really good. Oh yeah, cab view. Cab views are awesome. I don't usually go in cab view. I feel like your cab view is a little too far forward. Like your head would be further back. No one sits this close to the steering wheel. So, but cab view looks awesome. They did a really good job with all the cabs for all the vehicles. I have no control over the wipers, so I can't turn them off even if I wanted to. How do I get there? I've been driving around this lake like over and over and over in different vehicles. I was gonna play cab view more often, but they don't have steering wheel support, so to me there's no reason to do it unless they have steering wheel support. Let's go over here. This is a bummer. I personally think that they need another. Right now, this is the only vehicle that has a crane and a bed. So you have to. You end up using this vehicle for everything, which to me is kind of a bummer. Like I don't want to have to use this vehicle for absolutely everything. Head tracking would be fun. I think if you're in cab and you can head track, like you get the Toby eye tracker thing, that would be very cool. And Yahtzee. Use the map to complete the objective. Objectives. This. Confirm. Objective complete. Start pumping water out of the mine. Oh, look. There is already less water. Is there? Or is it the same? No, it's the same. What's going on? Am I stuck? Oh. I still have the crane things up. Totally gonna... Trying to get back to dry land here somewhere. All right. Stay there. Let's look at our objectives. Objectives. Provide enough steel pipes to the production facilities. We've got a whole slew of problems keeping us from entering the mine, and it's not just the flooding. We can't even think about wrapping up this operation without fixing the plumbing first. So we need a route from the closest piping manufacturer all the way to the production facilities and a whole mountain of steel pipes. Okay. Let's look. Now, this is the route laying you were asking about, Dawn. Is the water receding? Oh, you're right. It is. I wasn't even looking. Nice. I was thinking I'd have to pave this whole area over, but now I don't have to. Sweet. Sweet. Steel pipe. So I have to plot from here. I want to plot from here. Where's the production facilities? Start plotting. Why can't I plot from over here? What is this? What is that? Oh my gosh. I don't want to go there. How do I get there? That's not achievable. Okay. 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 All right. We're gonna plot the longest serpentine route ever. Actually, I know this area is not good. I'm gonna go this way. And so you just drag these points along the route. I'm reversing a route that already exists. And I don't know if this is the right way to do it, but this is the way I'm doing it. And I only have 200 points to do this, so we're going to have to make a couple stretches. Now, some of these are bridges that I built. Like this right here is a bridge that I built to enable myself to get to the north part of the map. Which is cool. This bridge right here was already here, though it looks like the same type of bridge. And I'm going to try to go this way. This doesn't look like a mud hole. That looks like it might be a mud hole, but it might not be. We'll see. Go gap, gap, gap. And there. Dispatch vehicles. Now, while we're waiting for that, we're going to go... While he's trying to go that long route, we have to come up here and beat him there. This guy. We have to go beat that guy there. Yeah, kind of like building a fence in FS. You're right. I wish you could set up custom delivery routes in FS using a similar tool. Like, think about it this way. I put down a production facility. I want the AI to go a certain way through that production facility. I would love the ability to be able to draw a loop or a path. Or, hey, wait by the side of this field. Like auto drive light, kind of. Like, I'd love to be able to do that in FS. I don't think we're ever going to get it, but after using auto drive and all of the functionality that auto drive affords for a while, I really, really love auto drive when you get to that point of automation. Failed already? Where did it fail? It hasn't even tried. You made it to here and you... What the frack? Really? Okay. Fine. I mean, I don't really want to spectate, but I guess I have to, huh? Dispatch. Oh, great. They're using like the worst truck ever to dispatch this route. Okay, good to know. Yeah, you have to know how to make AI splines. But the thing is, I don't want to... I think this is kind of like an AI spline, but it's much more simplified than like auto drive splines. You know what I mean? Like, this is a much simpler version. All right. you can make it the rest of the way. It's all paved, like literally paved the rest of the way. Except for through here. So we're going to drive this part of the route the first time ourselves to see how bad it is. Oh, he could totally make it through here. It's not even muddy. It's barely dirt. It's gravel. But before he gets here, we need to move the train car. Yeah, it's not raining. That's one of the things too, is that over time, I think there's a mechanic in this game where over time, like more mud puddles will form that weren't necessarily there before, causing a route to get running. And so, like, technically, if you look, I have all of these routes that are operational, and for every one that's operational, there's constantly running trucks. Even though I've gotten all the awards for each of those routes, like this one, it's not running right now, but I don't need it to be running because I got all the awards. So even these two, I can stop them if I want. I don't really care. But if they have a problem, it'll get marked as a failure. So like this one, I can go open and I can hold down the L key to cancel it. And this one can hold down the L key to cancel it. So it's all set. I know it works. But the problem is now when I exit, it's going to say, hey, you have 0 routes, infrastructure routes working. So you have to have all of your infrastructure routes running when you exit the game to go back to the main menu for it to count all of your routes as it being successful. Which is kind of weird, but whatever. But I think this steel pipe route that we just did is going to be good. And then the downside is we have to wait for it to run 10 times. Oh, we have to store resources. Oh, well, we don't have any stored resources, so let's do that. Steel pipes facility. We have 18 there. We have a lift. Where is this guy? Where is this? Ah, he's right there ready to go. You're up, boss. So I've been using this thing to transport, and supposedly they fixed the bug that was making this thing hard to use. All right, so come here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we got to get all of those pipes onto this truck. Which is totally possible. What? It failed? Where did it fail? It made it up to here. It made it over the bridge. Wow, actually did pretty well. It made it to here. What the heck did it stop on there? Oh, it got a little bit of mud right there, I guess. At a point. Dispatch vehicles. Spectate. What are you getting caught on, dude? Worst driver ever. See, they made mud where there wasn't mud before. It's getting through now. Whatever. This has to go through 10 times, or a couple times. Yay! 1, 2, 3. That should be enough. If we look per truck, 240. So it's going to run 6 times. Okay. 5 times. It's got to run 5 times. So it's almost there. We got 3 trucks out of 5. That's good. Let's go back to here and start loading up our pipes. Oh, I'm like just barely not in the way. You guys get to watch me load some pipes the wrong way. It's almost not close enough. Okay. Okay, so we're not strapping cargo. Okay. We used to strap cargo, but now we're not strapping cargo? Okay. That's fine. Whatever. You had to say something, Dawn. Now it's raining. It's a little slow. Oh. Yeah. G configuration manager is a mod that was converted from 22 that isn't being initialized properly. G configuration manager is something internal to the game. It's how it loads configurations for stuff, and if you try to look at the G configuration manager before it exists, it'll give you that warning. So that'll only happen with a script mod that isn't set up. Yeah, they're just looking for more reason. Signature Edition Ultimate Sim Gamer. I think they're trying to isn't that the one that's going to the Switch? USG? Isn't that the Switch 2 version? Like a new version that's just for the new Switch 2 release? That's what I thought was going on. Oops. I wish you could hold shift to cycle in reverse. Yeah. I don't have a Switch 2, so don't care. And I actually downloaded on my iPhone or tablet or something. I don't remember which. The last one. The last mobile version of the game. I played it for all of like 20 minutes and I was like, this is stupid. I didn't like it at all. I mean, I understand they're trying to break into other markets, but, you know, why don't you get the market that you're in working first before you start trying to break into other markets? You know what I mean? Like, get the Xbox and the PlayStation versions working properly. Fix the bugs in the game that are completely backwards. Fix really, really, really stupid, simple things like the economy. The fact that your economy is backwards. And you're just leaving it there because ain't care? I don't know. Like, fix your own game. And I as far as the racing game thing, people keep saying that. I don't think their Giants is actually making a racing game. I think Giants is just using their platform, their distribution platform, to release a racing game that's being made by another team. I don't think the people at Giants are taking away from building Farm Sim to make a racing game. I don't think that's actually what's happening. I know that's what people think is happening, but I highly doubt that. I think that it's just a game that's being built by another team that happens to use GE, happens to use the same like modeling language, maybe some of the same physics engines, but I don't think they're taking away from the game. I don't know. That's my guess. Yeah. All right. So here's the problem. Oh, it's working now. That's good. The straps are working now. They weren't working before. So it said we need to store 10 pipes. I don't know if this is going to have enough power to get up this hill. I mean, it's a really small hill, but I don't know if this thing's going to have enough power to do it. It's got low gear. Hopefully low gear will work. They did release a patch today to this game that's supposed to make quote unquote overloaded vehicles have less physics problems. There's been a thing called a cargo tornado or something like that, where if you have a bunch of cargo on a trailer, it would cause like, you know, like with the logs in FS where they shake and go crazy. 10 pipes, 10 things, objective, transfer resources. Ooh, ooh. Deliver steel beams to the unfinished passage to strengthen the walls. Okay, so the unfinished passage, which is here, we have to deliver 10 steel beams. And we have some steel beams over here. That's a long way away. The steel mill's over here. How many steel beams? We only have 10. We only have 10 steel beams here. Let's get some more. All right. We know what to do. I'm focusing on the main objectives here. Vehicles. We're going to go get our new crane truck, which is freaking awesome. If we can find it. Enter vehicle. Reset to the tunnel exit. Oh, this map? I think this map is actually close to a 4x. It's pretty dang big. Like the distance, if you look at the meters, the distance from where I am to where we're going is 800 meters. So if we take a look, actually no, it's about a 2x. This distance is 890 meters as the crow flies, which means that we're probably 256 across the whole map. Obviously that you can't get to the whole map. There's stuff that blocks it off, whatever. I think it's about a regular size map. I feel like some of the other maps are bigger or they feel bigger. I don't know which one it is. We haven't bought a truck in a while. Let's buy a truck. I'm going to go to buy a truck. I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to try it. I mean, I want to buy all the trucks, so let's buy it. This? No. I want logging? Nope. Cargo. Uh-huh. Thank you. Where's the truck I'm looking for? Oh, that's garage. Duh. Here. We're going to buy this semi-truck. We have just barely enough money to do it. I'm going to buy that semi-truck. Because I think I can transport pipes in it. I think. Let's see. I don't know. I've never used it before. I think it's long enough to transport pipes. It does not have all-wheel drive or diff lock. So it's strictly road transport. But I would bet that if I try hard enough, I can use the crane truck to load pipes into it, and that I could get this guy over relatively flat terrain. So let's try that. I don't know if it's going to work. We'll find out. The only problem is there is no flat terrain on this map, so I have an idea. Like, I don't know if he's going to make it up this hill right here. He might. But see those big pipes there? See, I think those pipes right there, I can pick those up and sell them. And that should give me enough for the steel beams that we need. So, oh well, he's got a little bit of off-road prowess. Not much. A little bit. I'm trying to decide where I want this guy. In this game, what they're doing a lot is having variants. That should be good right there. Variants of trucks that have different trailers. Like you can buy the Zix truck, but only either with a trailer, cargo trailer, or as a crane. Versus in Snowrunner, where you could buy the Zix as a truck and it had a fifth wheel, or you could customize it to have different attachments. Where in this game, it's a lot more simplified, where you either buy the crane or you buy the one with the heavy hauler, right? You had a struggle with the fuel tanker on Incommunicado? I didn't find that. I thought the fuel tanker on Incommunicado was relatively easy. I do have a purchased version of this if this one starts acting up. And look, we have a scout just sitting here getting in the way. That's cool. Yeah, I'm like 65% done with Incommunicado. I'm almost done with that one. I've been playing that one on my own and leaving Sunken for you guys because everyone says Sunken's the worst. So we're gonna do this. Put out our things. One of them is floating in space. That's probably not a good idea. So we're gonna move forward a little bit. Right there. Switch to crane mode. And now we have this gigantor crane that should be able to lift these pipes with no problem. No, no. Pick the pipe. I mean, you... Okay. The question is, can I get more than one pipe in this truck at once? And I think the answer is going to be no. Yeah, you can't use this truck off-road at all. It's just... Load rotation Q and E. Oh, that's the same controls. Oh yeah, it barely fits one. Look at that. I was like, oh, this is such a trailer. We'll be able to fit like 5 or 6. And then I'm like, I see this thing. Whoa. And it totally like struggled under the weight. So we're just going to do these one at a time. Strap your cargo. And now we can legitimately deliver these big pipes. We actually don't need the cargo strapped. Yoink. Yeah, it was surprisingly big. I mean, I've never tried to put those big pipes into a trailer of any kind, so that was the first time for that. So I really didn't have any idea whether it would fit or not. Like in Snowrunner, this thing would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slot trailer. Right? So I still think in Snowrunner terms. Whoops. Okay, that should be high enough. Can I rotate around this way? Oh, I can. Before it wasn't letting me. Apparently it's letting me now. I think one thing that the devs did from this game, they did a really good job of, is making the destruction feel real. Like, the destruction here feels legit. Like these places got tore up. Nope, don't fall. I could use this truck to bring the steel beams. I don't think I will, though. Do I have enough? So with those two pipes, our steel beams facility now has 7. We need 10. I'm still just driving around the Scout instead of moving it. It's like an extra, like... It's just an extra, like, challenge. All kinds of stuff to load. Look at all this scrap stuff. I can pick all this stuff up later. No, I'm just lazy. That's all that is. Come on, pick the pipe. There we go. Thank you. Yeah, I just don't feel like dealing with it. Whoops, wrong button. And down. That's an awful lot of straps. You know what? We already have it here. Let's use this truck to deliver. Just for the sake of it. If we get stuck, we get stuck. Alright, Don. We'll see you later. Thanks for coming in. Good luck in Montana. If we get stuck, we get stuck. But we're going to get 10 steel beams and deliver them where we need to build it, instead of bringing other vehicles over here. Okay, let's get our crane. And switch from crane mode. Just leave the cranes up in the air. Like an idiot. Drive with our parking brake on. Also like an idiot. And then come over here. Like this. And say... Why can't I get this? How do I get stuff out? I have 10 steel beams. This is one thing I hate. I'm in the control area for this stupid thing. But it won't let me... What is with this? Roadcraft, seriously, what is your problem? I have a crane to unload things. Why can't I... The letter Z, I'm supposed to be hitting the letter Z to actually produce the steel beams so that I can unload them. Why are you not letting me? Like, what good is that? What vehicle do you need me to be driving to be able to trigger that? Does it need to be a Scout? Let's bring a Scout over and see if the Scout lets me trigger it. Because our other crane vehicle works perfectly fine. Oh, I can do it with a scout, but I can't do it with a crane? That's so stupid. Yeah, this game does really dumb things sometimes. Okay, you stay there. 5. Crane mode. Let's go down. You're too high up. We're not lifting anything very high. Right? We're not going to win an award for cleanliness. We are going to win an award for getting this done in the next 10 minutes. Come on. Don't be dumb. Sometimes, like, the controls just don't work. Here we go. Here we go. Last one. Now, I don't think this is going to finish off the map, but I'm hoping it gets close. All right. Switch to the truck. Now, the question is, can we get out of here? And the big problem is we have to get up this big steep hill over here. And I don't know if this vehicle can actually get up that hill. The alternate route would be go that way. And then drive off this cliff and go all the way around. But I don't know if that's going to be possible. So I'm hoping I can make it up this right here. I should be able to. We'll see. I mean, full send, right? All right, here we go. I mean, it's not muddy, so it should be able to make it. I'll even turn on low gear. Nope. Nope. I don't know if this thing's any stronger. But I mean, this thing's an 8x8, so it's got to be stronger, right? If I didn't get stuck on stuff. All right, pause. I don't know if this is going to work, but it's going to be certainly fun to see. Okay. Okay. Toggle attach mode. There. That. Okay. Oh, I'm on this vehicle now. Nope. I know the one truck that can pull this out. But I really don't want to drive it across the map. Oh, I have my parking brake on. It's working. It's working. I think once I get up on the flat, I should be fine. There we go. And there we go. We made it. With a little help from a massive crane truck. We made it. Yay! I don't know why I always like doing things with the wrong vehicle. Or rather, I want to use all the vehicles in the game. I don't just want to always use the one vehicle that I know works. Like, we totally could have fit 10 steel beams in the mule, and the mule would have taken this route totally no problem. But, you know, we got to use a new truck. It'd be awesome to have a bed this long in Farm Sim. That's a really long bed. Imagine how many pallets you could fit in that bed. Or bales. It's like a good... This is like a good 53-foot bed. Or whatever it is in the UK or in Europe. And I do have another scout over here that I can use to get this guy out of a bind if he gets into a bind. If only I knew a modder. Yeah, I know. If only. I don't really like... Like, I don't know if I could do Blender. I'm probably sure I could, but I think that if I did, I don't really think vehicles are my thing. Like, I don't have anything special to offer. I feel like this is like a second away from catching. Like, I don't mind editing vehicles as long as I don't have to mess with Blender. Like, I can make vehicles do crazy things. And I can modify or edit with XML or even in GE, but making something net new in Blender, I just like... I don't think I'd ever be proud enough. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I'd ever be satisfied with what I could make. Like, I don't think I could be good enough to meet my own... like, not demands, that's not the right word, but my own, like, not restrictions, but my own level of quality. Like, I don't think I'd be able to actually meet my own level of quality and be proud of releasing something that I made in Blender. Like, my own standards, yeah. I don't know if I would. Oh, all of this work and... How do we get there? I was like, all of this work and there's no bridge. But we can go this way, I think. Like, I know that I have, you know, slightly out of whack standards. I accept that. That's fine. I don't think I'm gonna make it there, guys. It's already like my closing time and we're not there, and we're gonna have to winch across this gap. And the only vehicle I have to winch is this vehicle that's like half the weight of this vehicle. And that right there, that little... Come on, connect. Yeah, see, we're not even making a dent. Oh, actually, hold on. Turn off the handbrake. Go here. Turn towing on. Oh, wait, I'm not connected. That would help. Towing on. Ready, set, go. Oh, I got out. Nice. Hold on. Ah. Let's get this out of the way. Hey, Zach. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to try. Yeah. Totally stuck. And not the strongest vehicle for pulling it out. Low gear, towing on. Pull the winch. Come on. Nope. We're going to either have to get the crane truck out here or get the mobile base thing. Like this guy. This guy's pretty strong. But how are we going to get there to get on the other side of this thing? Like we need to be on the other side. The only way to get there is to like drive all the way around or recover. All right, well, I'm going to figure that out. We'll stop. I'll stop as soon as I deliver that thing, and then we'll go from there. This guy is probably going to need to come over there. Recover. This is why I didn't want to take this guy, because he goes here. Yeah, I can't stand the engines running thing. But, like, this guy's super slow. So even for me to follow him up there is going to take 5-10 minutes. And we're at the end of time. So, anyways, I want to say super thank you to everyone who's been here. Thank you for coming along. Thanks for hanging out while I struggle through Sunken. I think we're pretty close. I know we're not all the way there, but we're pretty close. We're getting in the 80-90% range. There's obviously a bunch of side quests that I can still do. If I can do those, I'll do those offline. I'm really hoping that we can finish Sunken beginning of next episode, next stream, and then we can move on to whatever's next. Sojourn or one of those maps. I don't know. I'll put a poll up if we actually get to a point where we can go there. And I'll put a poll up, and maybe hopefully on Saturday we'll play this again, and we'll see if we can get a little bit further. But for now, I want to say thank you to everyone for being here. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all that kind of fun stuff. Special thank you to all my AI members for sponsoring this channel and helping make this happen. You guys are the greatest. I don't necessarily do this for the money, but I do this for the community. And these are the people who are the hardcore part of the community that keeps this game going, or keeps me going and streaming and bringing you guys content. So thank you very much. And I'll catch everyone next time. Bye-bye. Thank you, Farmer G, Ultimate Sim Gamer, CS Benji, the Blue Zach. I know you came in late. Don Roberts. And who else was in here earlier? Jaked Up, for Outlaw, Psycho Kid, Jimmy Sim. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you everyone next time. Bye-bye.